sharing all my musical sides.
And I love the fact that you're doing this because it can't be easy to kind of let go of the structure that music has to sometimes take and be as flexible to allow it to go in any route it needs.
Yeah, that's the thing, because if you box yourself, you're probably going to be bored, right? And then it's like it becomes a job. Because I think it's nice to just be able to explore, whether you explore to keep stuff on your SoundCloud just for your sanity. It's just always nice to allow yourself to be able to be in that space.
Now, you're also known as one of the most talked about entertainers in the South African music industry, both positively and I suppose controversially, if you allow me to say. Now, why do you think it's so important for you as a woman and as an artist, not only to allow the public perception to interfere with your brand and your artistry, but still say, this is who I am, accept me regardless?
Because now, can you imagine me trying to be someone else? Like, I would not be able to keep up with that. I'm not that kind of personality. And it's just who I am. And it's like, you either love me for who I am or you hate me for who I am, because I'll never wonder, you know? So, and you can't please people. And the person I need to make happy is me. So how I choose to express myself, and whoever connects to it, connects. Whoever doesn't. You can't be for everyone. So me have a voice, and I am not just add water juice where you need to dilute me. I am just, you know, so I am as I am. And either like it or hate it, I'm just here.
I mean, I love it. I want you as sweet as you are coming, girl. Please do not dilute with water. We want that concentrate flavor. And speaking about that, Moonchild, you know, this is Women's Month, and you're also all about celebrating the feminine body and what she stands for. So what values do you hope that your three beautiful daughters will forward into their lives so that they grow up into becoming ladies with great self-worth and respect?
One of the biggest things I always say is that if I get motivated to continue making sure that my dreams come true, and if I had to die and they said they wanted to be aeroplanes, no one can tell them that that's not possible, because their entire existence and their hobbies and their well-being and education is all paid for through me living my dream. So I never want them to even let that that voice come into their heads where they need to survive. They need to make their dreams come true, because it's actually very possible. Their first example, their mother.
Now I'm all about the scoop, I'm all about the tea, and I'm also all about South African black females that are making waves internationally. So Moonchild, you've got some news for us. Apparently you've been working with some incredible people. Tell us more.
As you all know now, the movie's out by Beyonce, and we're in it, which was like so exciting to be a part of, because this is something that we lost year. So now it's finally out, and you couldn't say a word, and now it is. So I'm excited.
Girl, I'm so excited for you. Okay, wait, take us through this. I mean, you can't just tell us that Black is King, Beyonce, and Moonchild are all working together and not tell us in what capacity. So how can we enjoy your talents in the movie?
In the movie, I am in part of the songs, like My Power. So it is, we finally shot it. I mean, we shot it last year, and Busi was in it, Tara Work is in it, Nietzsche and Beyonce are in it. And it's just crazy. So, yeah, it's just like, you must check it out. It's amazing. It's so amazing.
You ain't got to tell me twice, homegirl. Trust me, as soon as 6 o'clock hits, I'm going to be there with my laptop just binge watching all things that are magic coming out of our continent. What message do you want to send out to South Africans that support you, that love you during this time?
I want to say thank you so much. It's so awesome to know that there's expressive people that aren't shy about it out there, and I hope we just make it even and make South African women just know, like, no one can ever take their power, because, like, it's not possible. And just do you, succeed being you, and you are your biggest hype man.
I love that. I like to say I'm my number one player, my star player, my ace player. So if I don't cheerlead for myself, who's going to cheerlead for me? Absolutely, girl. And trust me, girl, we're also dancing along to your music. Thank you so much, Moonchild.
Thank you for having me.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. If you want to become a success, you've got to ignore all the noise, block out all the mess, and focus on what you believe in, yourself.
All I can say about Moonchild is that she is a vibe. She is a vibe. Whenever I see her and see that hair, I actually feel like she's my alter ego because I want to get that hair one day and show up on TV and show you guys that I too can do this.
And I can't wait for that day because I'm going to join you.
Vanessa, are we in agreement?
Wow, you know, South Africa, when your siblings rope you into some crazy business. But I love that. If I can be unapologetically fierce as Moonchild, wear those short shorts, wear those incredibly beautiful attire, and of course, rock that brave hair. I mean, I'm all for it.
Done. Let's do it.
And dusted. Ladies, do you remember where you were 5 years ago, Dumi?
To be honest, I have absolutely no clue. I'd have to go looking through my pictures and looking through Facebook memories. I can't remember.
And that's exactly why we're asking everyone on social media to share with us what you were up to 5 years ago. So essentially, ladies, we're looking at 2015, right? Use that hashtag Afternoon Express. Now, coming up, we chat about the nutritious and essential supplies being provided by Woolies' exceptional Fill a Bag campaign. And then gospel singer, songwriter, and radio presenter King D musicals into the loft to chat about music and life in lockdown.
You only have one skin. Nourish it and wear it bravely.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express. Now, there are so many people without food on the table at the moment who are walking around hungry in this bitterly cold weather. Woolworths, along with Gift of the Givers, have made it a plan to help and are distributing food care packs to families in need, Dumi. And this campaign has got me so happy.
Well, looking at those bags, they look quite full. So what exactly is in those bags?
Girl, I hope you got some time because it is a family-sized bag of balanced essentials put together in consultation, of course, with the Woolworths dietitian. So each bag contains potatoes, onions, butternut, sweet potatoes, soft citrus, milk.
Okay, so that sounds about...
No! There's more.
You're kidding.
Tea bags, rice, maize meal, baked beans, brown lentils, soup mix is also in here.
Okay, I think that's quite a bag to fill a family, to fill up a family's tummy.
But what I like about them is that there's still more to the list. And listen to this. This is where I think it gets super special. Dumi, they even decided to add staples like canola oil, which will feed a family of 5 for 2 weeks. Now, it also includes some lavatory cleaners and washing soap in here.
That is literally groceries for a month, hey? So that right there is actually quite good. I'm quite interested in that. So it must cost a lot to actually donate for that, right?
Girl, I'll let you know that as little as 10 Rand can provide one person with 3 meals for one day. And I think that that's just mind-blowing.
Yeah, man. I mean, looking at this, what is the importance of this? I mean, we're talking about people being fed, but what exactly is Woolworths trying to do?
I think here we're just seeing Woolworths in partnership with Gift of the Given. And I also love the fact that they also got dietitians in place to make sure that everything that is in these bags are just filled and packed with nutrients, vitamins, and things to sustain big families.
But you did mention at first that it's a balanced meal, and I think that's the most important. You need to make sure you get all those nutrients and the meals are filling. You don't want a meal that's, you're going to eat now and then you're going to be hungry after a couple of hours. So this right there is exactly what is necessary for a family.
Dumi, can I put you on the spot? I just got an idea, South Africa. I just named all the ingredients in these bags.
Okay.
If you could whip up something quick for a family of 5 using these ingredients, what would it be?
One, a soup, definitely. I can think of a stew, because you can also make a stew with those lentils. I can think of a couple of samis. I think of a vegetarian lasagna. I'm thinking of quite a couple of things. That's quite interesting that from those bags, you get so much.
So many meal options. So, Dumi, I hope that you're also going to be donating as much as I did last week.
That would be lovely. I'd like to participate, actually.
Voila. So if South Africa, as well as Dumi, wants to find out more, listen up, guys. Woolworths have an aim of distributing 1 million meals to those in need. And you can join in and make a difference. As little as 10 Rand can provide one person with 3 meals for a day. So you might be asking, how can you donate? On your screen, you'll see a QR code. Just scan the code with your SnapScan app or your banking app on your mobile phone and donate today. Any donation will make a big difference. Remember, Dumi, encourage your family, your friends, your neighbors, colleagues, and of course those chat groups to do the same. Joining us today is Born Denga Takalani, aka King D Music, who is a South African multi-award winning gospel Christian singer, songwriter, radio presenter, and actor.
I'm a child of heaven. Jesus knows my name. He pulled me from the darkness into his glorious grace. I won't believe what the world may say. They don't know my name. I'm a child of heaven. I'm a child of heaven.
Welcome to the Loft, King D.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. It's so lovely to meet you in real life. I was stalking you at Burrita's listening party, looking at you from a distance, saying, I love that guy's music. Thank you for joining us.
No, thank you so much, man. Thank you so much for having me. I've always wanted to come to, Afternoon Express, so it's really a huge honor to be here today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now let's talk about your journey. Writing your very own songs at the age of 12 and releasing your first song at 14 to leaving the scene of a secure bank job to where you are today. So please may you talk us through your journey of how you went into singing gospel music.
Yeah, so like you said, I started writing my own songs when I was 12, and when I was 14 years old, with the help of my parents, I was able to release my first single. From there, then, I went into banking industry, corporate, and I worked at a bank for about 4 or 5 years. Then in 2018, one day I was just having lunch in my car. I was like, you know what? I feel like, it's time for me to just focus on my career. Then, I just left the banking job and I went into the industry. So then that's when I started working on my Seasons album, my debut album that came out in 2018. I released it online in December, and then 2019 May, that's when we rolled out everything, the CDs into the stores, and also did the whole, album launch. But otherwise, man, yeah, it's been great. Gospel music has always been, my first love. So just being able to use my gift to serve others, man, it's a huge honor.
It's quite interesting that the moment you decided to go after gold and go after your talent in singing, everything happened so quickly. I cannot believe that you went from sitting in your car at a lunch break to already releasing your first album. Now, we have to speak about your name when we're speaking about royalty and the incredibleness that you do everywhere you go. Whatever you touch turns to gold. So what's the connection?
I'm from a royal house. So the stage name King D Music, it's actually it's a real deal. So I'm from a royal house in Venda. My family, we've been trusted to lead a village called Mukura. So I'm from a Takarani clan. That's where I come from. So my friends in high school, they used to call me Bamsanda, which means king. Yeah. So that really just stuck with me, especially when I started doing music when I was 14 years old. I was just like, okay, well, my name is Denga, so I might as well just take Bamsanda, D, King D.
Yeah.
And then as I went on with my journey, because I wanted to be different, because when you go online and you search King D, there's so many King Ds. So I was like, okay, you know what, let me just, call myself King D Music.
I love that. I get your name speaks wonders. People do say that a person's legacy follows what they decide to name themselves or their parents name them. So when we're speaking royalty and your music, that is essentially it, because udumisa uNkulunkulu, his kingdom at the end of the day.
Amen.
Amen. Yeah. Now, you started getting noticed when you released your album titled Seasons online. Today, you chat about the seasons that we're all going through, where lots of people around the world are looking for encouragement, and more people are finding that encouragement in gospel music. Please, may you share your sentiments on this?
Yeah, so I've seen so many. I've heard of so many people who went Christian before the lockdown, who are listening to gospel music just to find encouragement, and also a lot of people who were not really about Christianity, that are like, okay, you know what, I think I'm just looking for something that can encourage me during this a difficult time. I'm looking for something that can just uplift my soul. So let me go and just search for that music, and it just happens that lots of people they land on gospel music and just Christian music. And I've also seen that, like, with my recent single that I just released, Child of Heaven, just in 6 weeks only, we were able to reach more than 60,000 streams just on Spotify only. So that just shows that a lot of people are listening to new Christian content that is being put out all the time. I mean, during this lockdown.
Absolutely. And I love the fact that you've used lockdown. Now, lockdown, like for so many of us, has brought disappointment for you. But at the same time, it's also been a moment of massive inspiration. Please may you share how you're turning this time into a positive one.
Yeah, so I've just been writing lots of music, man. I've been creating lots of content. I actually have a couple of, new songs coming out in, I think this month. I'm featured on, a couple of songs with my international friends. I've got a friend, her name is Lisi B. She's from Australia. She's a Christian rapper. She featured me on a song. I also have a song that I'm releasing end of August. And also I've just been, taking online classes with Harvard. A friend of mine sent me a link. It's like, hey, man, there's some free classes happening with Harvard online if you are interested or if you have time. So yeah, I've just been trying my best to keep myself busy during this time.
I get a king, truly he is. Denga, you're making the rest of us look bad. You're writing music. You're collaborating with international heavyweights. And of course, you're also getting a Harvard education, of course, in the form of an online class. I love the fact that you're upskilling yourself during this time. Now, it is Women's Month here on Afternoon Express, and you have used your music and your platform to speak about gender-based violence. Please may you share the message that you want to spread. And now, through your single, Mameza, is dedicated to the fight against gender-based violence.
To all the guys out there, like we have an opportunity, especially with this month, to make sure that we are going out and protecting our women. And it's not even just about, Women's Month only. But, I've always said to my friends that, we need to do better, because when my friend is not doing better, I look bad as well. You got what I mean? So hence, I've been using my platform and my gift to speak about the real issues. I know that I do Christian music, but I was like, you know what? These things, they also happen in church. You got what I mean? We've seen like so many court cases in the past 2 years happening with, pastors, molestating girls or raping and all these things. So I thought, you know what? As a Christian artist, it's also my responsibility to educate those who are around me. And also the song, Memeza Let It Out. It's just an encouragement to the ladies who are being abused to say, hey, you know what? Speak out, don't just, die on the inside. Because I know sometimes, as a victim, like it takes so much courage. So the song is just, encouraging them to speak out, even though it's not easy, Yeah.
To use their voice in the same way that you're using your voice to make a change within their own selves and in their own lives. I want to challenge you, Denga, right now to stand side by side with SABC3 and Afternoon Express as we are celebrating women as we fight for the eradication of gender-based violence in South Africa. Just say amen if you're with me, my brother.
Yeah. Amen.
Okay, we've got another soldier joining our war against gender-based violence. Thank you so much, King D. Denga, for joining us. I'm about to say goodbye to you. Just give me a 5-second beatbox. I know you can.
Okay. Let's see if you remember this one. This one is oldie goldie. Let's see.
Okay. I knew that song. What a talent, South Africa. There you have it. King Denga Takalani from a royal tribe, gracing us with music and, of course, bringing the good news. Thank you so much for joining us. Goodbye.
Thank you so much. Bye.
South Africa, please head over to our social media platforms. Use that hashtag Afternoon Express and let's share in the music.
I love gospel music. It always resonates with me. And then you guys, the Woolies bag, aren't those amazing?
It's interesting. And Balisa, she actually did make me commit to donating. So I also will participate and do that and give, because giving is what I love to do.
Yes, I agree with you.
Balisa, I've committed.
Now South Africa, the question is how much? No, I'm joking. I'm joking. That is what's so special about this campaign. It truly is just between you and your own device, your SnapScan, a little bit goes a long way, and that's what we're pushing here. Now, Anele, talking about a little bit going a long way, you essentially introduced us to this Woolies campaign. But what were you up to 5 years ago?
I think I chased my husband out of the house 5 years ago, Ricky baby. I think I chased him for about 6 months out of the house. I think we went through like a bad period. I chased him out, he came back, and we're happy now.
But I love that. That is honest, South Africa, because a lot of married couples, actually, whether you are a couple living together for long term, or you're married or divorced, or, a lot of people don't speak about the realities that they experience within the marriage. That sometimes it's like this.
I know it's like this, but you have to stick together. That's what it's about, and embrace your relationship, and that is what's the success of it.
Another reality is that she's so loved up with Ricky Baby. You hear about Ricky Baby all day.
And talking about Ricky Baby, I'm pretty sure that you love cooking for him too.
Yes.
So what are you going to make for us in this kitchen?
Oh, this is one of his favorites, is spaghetti bolognese, and that is the Italian way, the bellissimo, the spaghetti. I hope, Ricky Baby, you're going to love this.
That is so sweet. And they are the romantic ones in the world, the Italians. So, ladies, I'm very much looking forward to also seeing what you've got up your sleeve a little bit later on in the show, because you guys are definitely taking us on a travel trip in the kitchen. But also, ladies, it is Women's Month, and we love to say Womandla when it comes to the incredible force that ladies are giving when it comes to whatever industry they're in. So whether it's music, farming, fashion, pharmaceuticals, we've got your back.
Yes, we are the givers. We are the gift that just keeps on and keeps on and keeps on giving.
And on that note, you ladies are on fire today. This Women's Month, we've been truly blessed to engage with some powerful female focuses in the music industry. We're continuing this as we connect with the legendary Sibongile Khumalo and the amazing Amanda Black, who are going to remind us that to make it big, we all need to start somewhere. Nothing beats the long-lasting freshness and quality taste of Clover fresh milk. Made with love by Clover.
Give Friday.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday, South Africa. Thank you so much for joining us yet again. We've made it to the end of the week, so let's give you one more recipe. If there is one meal on any given day of the week that goes down a treat, it has to be a delicious bowl of spag bowl. But today, our amazing chef Anal shows us how it's done the Italian way, and we promise it will be bellissimo.
Yes, this is bellissimo. This is like a real Italian way, what I've learned in Italy self, but like a big mama, Italian mama that taught me this. So first of all, you need your mince. You always have your onion, your celery, and your carrot.
Okay.
So I'm just going to add some, whack it to very hot, your pan.
Okay.
Then we're going to add some oil. I'm going to use some butter. Do that to the pan because it adds that richness to the,
very true.
yeah. And if somebody wants a recipe, everybody out there, go to afternoonexpress.co.za. You want that sizzle, so you add your onions,
Okay, so
your
it has to be hot.
celery, yes, it needs to be hot, and you add your carrots. But you're also going to add your mince at the same time because it's going to cook at the same time.
Okay, because generally most people will add the onions and all of that, let it
Yes.
saute, and then, okay.
Yes,
Guys,
but-
we're learning here Italian way. We're
Yes.
not shortcuts, yeah? No
And then you
shortcuts.
loosen it up.
Okay.
And you're going to see that it's going to be, there's going to be a little bit of water in here. But that's why it's hot, because you want that water to evaporate.
Yes. Okay.
And you want the meat to actually caramelize, because that's where the flavor lies in.
Yes.
But you're going to make a vegetarian version.
Yes, I'm actually going to make the exact same thing, just minus the meat, because I've
Yeah.
also just stolen all the ingredients that you have here, so I wanted to make sure that I just add my own twist to it.
Yes.
But I've stolen your tips, your tips as well. What you normally do is you check whatever we have in the fridge and you
Yes.
just chuck it all in.
Yes.
So I'm doing the same. So for my vegetarian version, guys, what I'm going to be using is the meat portion of my dish is going to be mushrooms.
Oh,
so I'm
okay.
also going to start the same, but instead of the onions, I've got red peppers.
Yeah.
And then I've also got some carrots and some celery, exactly like you. And then I'm going to go in with some zucchini as well.
Oh, I love it, because you can actually hide veggies for the children in a meal like that.
Exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
they won't even know that it's veggies.
They won't know. So the difference with mine is because it's veggies, I can add them slowly, one
Yeah,
by one, instead of
yeah.
all at once. Okay, but how's it looking there on your side?
Okay, so on this side, I'm just going to season this a little bit now with salt and with pepper. Is that one on there at the front there?
Yes,
oh, no. Let me just, I just want to get it really hot. And a bit of nutmeg. I love nutmeg in it. So you want to do that first. But now we're going to add milk. And that's what the Italians do. They add a bit of milk to their meat, and it actually softens the meat and it enriches the meat. And we're using our Clover today.
Yes.
It is the blue bottle that we watch in the shops, and it's 50-55 quality test.
Wow.
Lasts for 18 days in your fridge. So you actually just let this evaporate a bit.
Okay.
A little bit. And what you also can do, if you like cash strapped, is you can add some lentils. Half meat, half lentils. The children will not even know that there's lentils inside here.
That is such a great tip, guys.
Yeah.
I'm hoping you listen to that. If you want to get your hands on this recipe, guys, please make sure you go on to afternoonexpress.co.za, because we got the plug for you. We make sure that you make the amazing recipes, and it's Women's Month, so make sure you
Yeah.
impress mommy with this recipe, guys.
And what's also nice about this, you can make a lot, because this bolognese needs to cook for about 2 hours. That's the way I like it. I don't want it to like just for an hour and it's finished, like for about 2 hours. So I like to make like 2 or 3 kilos of mince, and then you freeze it up in the freezer, and voila. You don't have to work so much. Yeah.
No manual labor here. Okay, cool. So I've just gone in with a couple of other ingredients on my side as well. I added the zucchini, I added the mushrooms, and I've added just now, instead of tomato puree, I've
Yeah.
added some tomato sauce.
Oh.
So the normal bottled tomato
Like bottled
sauce.
tomato sauce.
Yes, because then it helps to flavor it so that I don't have to put too many spices
Yeah.
in there.
Yeah.
And then just a little bit of tomato puree, some thyme, and then I'm just going in with my salt and pepper, just like you as well, seasoning away.
And then this, when the milk is evaporated, it needs to go for a little bit longer. But then you add your tomatoes. And what's going to happen, these tomatoes are going to break apart and form this beautiful, delicious, thick tomato sauce. I've got that one here that's already done. That looks really delicious. Huh?
Thank you.
I think I'm going to go for that one.
You're the vegetarian,
Yeah.
the two of us.
So after about I'll say about 2 hours. This is what it looks like. A beautiful, thick ragu. It is like creamy because of the clover fresh milk. It's very tomatoey. It's robust, that really robust, beautiful flavor that you want from a spaghetti bolognese.
And it looks amazing.
And we've got some pasta here, and for sure you can use any pasta you like. My husband liked to mix it through like this. I like to scoop it on top of the pasta to be fancy. So I'm just going to scoop this on top of here, and then we're going to finish it up with a bit of parsley and a bit of parmesan.
So clearly Ricky Baby and I are on the same page. Because I also like to do that exactly. Put it into the pot with the sauce and let it all just
mix it through.
Yeah, just let it get cooking together.
You know, in Italy, that's what they do. They mix it through. They don't have so much sauce like we do. It's very little sauce. And then the only thing I'm going to do, I'm going to finish it off with beautiful grated parmesan. And if you want any other cheese, do whatever you like, as long as there's something salty, something umami on top of the dish. So that is it. It's delicious, easy. And let me tell you, look at that. Nothing better than a spaghetti bolognese, the Italian way.
I can't think of a better treat for anyone. This is right here. Guys, if you're trying to impress your girl and you want to make her dinner because it's Women's Month and you want to make sure you got the goods, this is definitely one recipe to try. And that is definitely one refreshing way to step into the weekend. And to get your hands on this recipe, make sure you go on to afternoonexpress.co.za.
Bellissimo. Bellissimo.
Nothing beats the long-lasting freshness and quality taste of Clover Fresh Milk. Made with love by Clover. Oh, you ladies are on fire today. Now, this Women's Month, we've been truly focusing and blessed enough to engage with some female forces in the music industry. We're continuing this as we connect with the legendary Sibongile Khumalo and the amazing Amanda Black, who are going to remind us that to make it big, we all need to start somewhere.
Express yourself.
Studios brought to you by Old Mutual.
It's easy easy to forget that your favorite music star is just a regular human being. We tend to idolize the people we admire so much that we forget that they deal with the same issues most of us face every day. And if you aspire to be just like them, bringing your talent and art to the world, to have that fame, you too will have to deal with the real world. Luckily, you can go to Amped Studios by Old Mutual to learn and equip yourself so that you are ready to make it big. This week, we can see what Sibongile Khumalo and Amanda Black have to say on this topic. Here's a quick preview of the new episode.
For me, it's very important to be real with yourself, one. And just what Mama just said, I have a very good core, very strong support system. So that's one of the things that helped me. But in terms of succumbing to pressure, it definitely is there, and it's something that I actively work against. So it's very important to understand your surroundings, the industry, the people that hang around you, and also understand yourself in that ecosystem. So for me, it's a thing that I even stress about. Money. I stress about what happens 5 years from now. And those are the things that questions that you need to, when you are alone by yourself, you need to be like, okay, what happens when this all goes away like this? Because it does. That's what happens. But you need to prepare for it. And the vision is very important, having a vision in front of you and know where you're going. So in terms of, me, I don't drive a Mac. I don't drive a Mac. I drive and I don't want to say the car because but I drive an i20. And I want to mention this because I recently went home and there's so many expectations from people. And that is one of the reasons why we're here. Because people need to understand it's real life. Whether you in the limelight or not, it remains real life. Financial problems are part of real life. So if you think you are here, it doesn't work. Because you still have to deal with the tax man, you still have to deal with rent, you still have to deal with a whole petrol. So those are things that you need to be very conscious about. And there's so many expectations. Amanda, I thought you'd be driving a Mercedes. I'm like, I don't. And I even tell them because but you have to be within yourself. You need to know yourself for you to be able to be strong enough to face those. So, yeah.
I also have to just give a hand to Amanda Black. What incredible knowledge and wisdom coming out of the musician. I mean, talk about a reality check. Now, it's good to know that aspiring artists can get skilled up at Amped free of charge for Old Mutual money account holders. The card that gives you more. The time is now to visit ampstudios.co.za and sign up. You can also join the WhatsApp line by sending your name to 081 707 6636 to join the Amped family.
Amped Studios brought to you by Old Mutual.
Sibongile. Okay, guys, I think I'm gonna if this is how it works in the industry where women hold each other accountable and they make sure that they're getting each other up higher and higher. I'm definitely gonna start a music career, Palisa, Anele.
You've got the voice, sister, and we will keep you accountable, Pali. What do you think?
Palisa.
We will keep her accountable.
Is that a yes? It's a yes from me. Okay.
You know, when you build up that kind of anticipation, no, Tumi, you have the voice, you've got the talent. And I believe, like everything in the world, and that is exactly what Sibongile and Amanda were saying, just as long as you nurture that talent, you take the time to learn the craft, there's basically anything you can do in the world, right?
Girl, that is preach.
But something that's a little impossible right now, talking about things being possible, is traveling with the lockdown restrictions. And South Africa is loving your recipes. I mean, I think it's safe to say you guys are trending on SABC3 when it comes to all things food. So ladies, please may you hold us down yet again in the kitchen.
Yes, we come from Italy and now we're going back to Spain. Now we're going to do some fun, amazing, delicious stuff. We're making boboti empanada. So take South Africa, take Spain, put it together, put it in your mouth and enjoy. Happy Friday, South Africa. It is amazing what we're going to be doing for you today.
Yeah.
And here in the Afternoon Express kitchen, we love putting a spin on our dishes. And today, we are taking a South African delight and putting a Spanish twist. Enter the Bobotie empanadas.
And I'm saying Mexico and you say Spanish.
It is quite a debate about whether it is the Portuguese, the Mexican, the Spanish. We don't know who this actually comes from, but according to history, it's somewhere between Mexico, Spain, and Portugal.
I just say, ya arriba, ya arriba, ya arriba.
But anyway, we're bringing it back to South
Just
Africa,
do it.
guys.
How do you do this?
Yes, we are putting a South African twist on it because we are making boboties, but we're putting them in the empanada. So we're basically bringing the world to South Africa.
What are you
as we
making?
always do.
Boboties?
Bobotie. And that starts off with our onions that are nicely sauteing in our pot, in our pan right now. And then what's going to happen is I'm just going to add some of our Excella oil because it is an excellent brand and it cooks excellently every time.
Yeah, and it's excellently neutral.
Excellently perfect, because when you say excellently neutral, it means, guys, when you're cooking with it, there won't be any funny smells. It doesn't give off any funny taste. It is basically a pure, tasty, amazing oil as it is, and all it does just enhances whatever you're cooking. So we're going to start off with our onions there that have nicely sauteed, and before I go in with the rest of my ingredients, I'm going to go in with our beef mince that I'm going to nicely work my way into by just breaking it apart into our pot.
Did you grow up with Bobotie?
No, funny enough, I didn't.
Ja. Dis 'n Vrystaatse ding daai. I grew up with this every week, once a week, Bobotie and geel rice, yellow rice with raisins inside.
This girl.
Yeah.
You should actually give us a masterclass on how to make it and the right ways to make it, the wrong ways to make it.
You're doing it perfectly well.
You see, I'm just stealing ideas here. I'm stealing ideas. You must just show us the right way to do it. But I love bobotie because I've tasted it before.
Yeah.
And I do have a sweet tooth. That's not to say that I want my mince sweet. But when I tasted bobotie, I was like, hey, man.
I know.
For real.
Yeah, because it gets raisins in, it's got all the sweet stuff in, and chutney as well. And there's a big debate about it. You know, international people come to South Africa, like the tourists, and then they don't understand that it is a sweet meat.
They don't.
It's actually meat, but it's also savoury.
It is.
Yeah.
Because you add those spices and the salt and all of that, and it tastes savoury, but there's a sweet touch to it. It's quite interesting. So we're basically going to let the mince brown nicely, and then I'm also going to go in with our spices here. I've got some allspice, I've got some cloves, and I've also got some curry.
Yes.
And then we're going to let that just mellow together here.
You don't put turmeric in?
I'm not putting turmeric in this one. But guys, whichever way, because I'm sure there are people that have family recipes that are specific, where there's one ingredient that you just can't go without. I know that. So you can still make it the way that you like. We're just giving you inspiration on our way to do it, as well as giving you an idea on how else to do it. Instead of just putting it in the oven, how's about you make some empanadas with it, you know?
What I like about it, it's like a real traditional South African mince that you're doing into this, adding to the Spanish empanada.
Yeah.
But you can put normal mince in, you can put Viennas in, you can put sausage in the empanada, you know, but this is brilliant.
Yes, thank you so much. So basically, whatever your pocket allows you guys, don't be stressed, don't be looking at people overachievers, they're putting veal into their pots. Yeah. You can put whatever you want to put. We're just inspiring you to make sure you get all the flavors that you like. So I've gone in with my sultanas now. I've added my sultanas and my raisins, and I'm just going in with our chutney.
You have to put chutney in a bobotie.
No chutney, no bobotie, it's
no
just mince. So I'm just going to let these flavors mellow together. And then the one important thing is you also need to make sure that you season it. So I'm going to go in now with a bit of salt, and I also like to add pepper as well.
Can I add a bit of chili?
This girl. Hey, guys. But anyway,
it's Friday.
It makes sense because the heat from the chili is actually going to enhance all the other flavors together, because you'll taste the heat, you'll taste the sweetness, you'll taste the salty. It's just going to be a whole amalgamation of flavors.
You know that I've never made an empanada in my life before.
Really?
Yes. It's Afrikaanse meisie. So I make sausage rolls and bobotie and chicken pie, you know, and all of those things.
I get you. And the one main ingredient as well, some bread that's been soaked in some water. And I'm just going to break it apart, throw it in there. And then this basically helps to absorb all the other flavors and to thicken your bobotie as well. And then we're going to let all those flavors get absorbed into this. But basically, guys, this is the base. This is the mpoboti mince done. Give it about 20, 30 minutes. Let it cook down. Let all those flavors mellow together. And then put it to the side. Let it cool down. Once that is done, let's put this to the side. You will have your nicely cooked, cooled mixture, which is the minced boboti and everything in here. So I'm just going to break it apart. And as you can see, my queen on the side here slaving away. She's rolling out the casing for our empanadas. And basically what empanadas are basically turnovers. So you take the dough, you make the dough, and then you fold it over, and then it's called a turnover or a fold over, whichever way you choose to call it. So may I please ask you just to pass me one so I can show South Africa exactly what happens now.
And you can show me as well. I'm going to copy you now because I've never made one before.
Basically, yeah. So what happens now, we've got our empanada dough, which Anel has so graciously rolled out for us. I'm just going to put it there so everyone can see. And all you do is you spoon some of your mixture into the center, but more towards the side because you want to be able to fold it over.
Like a long little sausage type of thing.
Well,
or what?
closer to one side because you're going to fold it. In fact, that's fine because that's going to work exactly.
Like that?
And then you just fold it over. Yes, Gail.
And then you pinch it.
And then you pinch it. So the technique that the Spanish or Mexican or Portuguese use is that they use a folding method. And this is basically what you do. You just fold it over. Let me do it from this end. And you just keep folding it and folding and folding and folding. And you just keep folding it until it gets to the very end. And then you tuck the very last one underneath. And there is your empanada. This goes into the oven to bake at 180 degrees for 20 to 30 minutes until it's nicely golden brown. Make sure to break your egg onto it and brush it nicely with the egg wash so that it's got that nice, amazing casing. That actually looks quite great as well.
I've got like a pinch one, so it looks like a dragon little, or sunshine, a half a sun. Look at the sun, like a half a sun, Mexican sun.
I don't want to call you the dragon lady, definitely. Now, this is one recipe you definitely want to get your hands on. So hurry on over to Afternoon Express to get the full recipe. And join us again next week when we make a breakfast dish you can also enjoy at dinner with our breakfast dinner shakshuka. But in case you missed it, here are the steps for today's recipe. Wow, ladies, my hands are clean, sanitized, and I'm ready to dig into all this food. On social media, we've been finding out what were people getting up to 5 years ago, and I think that that's such an interesting topic.
But Polly, we haven't heard what you've been up to 5 years ago. Tell us. I'm very interested.
Wow, I get it. Anele. Well, first of all, I want to say, I hope that my old boss isn't watching because 5 years ago, I was 25 years old, living it up in Johannesburg in a corporate job. And I can identify with Denga, King D Music, because he let us know that he also had a job in the bank. It was one random day, he was at lunch in his car and he decided, never, this is not my life, enough is enough. And I was like, that's what I was doing 5 years ago. I was also in the very same way, stuck in a corporate job, just realizing that this isn't for me. I deserve to be on Afternoon Express. But on a very serious note, that really was the time Afternoon Express started to emerge and they were murmuring. So I'm just so glad to be here and I'm so glad to be able to reflect this Friday.
And you, 5 years ago?
Similar situation, but I actually had got my first job in the industry as a chef. But well done for choosing your passion.
And well done for choosing your passion, because all of us being here is what we need. Now join us again on Monday as we are joined by the powerful Winnie Khumalo. Until then, Mzansi, good night, stay safe and happy eating.
Afternoon Express, made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.